Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fuel for Thought podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Where today we're going to be discussing the Dutch Grand Prix 2024. Another win for Mr. Lando Norris.
About time.
Yes, it is.
Should be about his third or fourth win, at least by now.
It should be.
But this one was a statement for sure.
Definitely a statement. The fact that he didn't lead the whole race, got beaten off the line again.
But yeah, first win from pole.
Yep, first win from
So
pole.
that is something. I think we should start with the start. His start.
Yeah. Him and Oscar both didn't have a great start.
They both had terrible starts.
But
It's got to be in his head at this point.
I don't know. But, so his and Max's reaction time, exactly the same.
Yeah, but you could tell it was like he got really bogged down with like a lot of wheel spin.
Yes.
Like halfway through his start procedure.
Yes.
And Max just like flew off the line. And like, but it's a short run to turn one, and Max was way ahead of him.
He
by
was
turn
way
one.
ahead. But then there's a lot more to a race start than what meets the eye, really.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
There's like someone was discussing it. I didn't quite pick up everything, but there's like a percentage clutch.
There's like clutch
release,
control, and then
yeah.
like how much power you put into like phase 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know the ins and outs of it because I'm not a technical racing
Yeah.
expert, but
Same.
I know there is a lot that goes into it, and where you position your car, your temperatures, and your brake balance on the start,
Yeah.
and then all the settings they have to go through these days.
Yeah.
And so it just doesn't seem to get it right
No.
ever from pole.
No.
And that's what I'm saying. Is it in his head?
Is it in his head? Is it something to do with the way that McLaren...
Maybe it's the McLaren thing.
Yeah, maybe it's a McLaren thing, because Oscar also didn't have a bad start, but he isn't kind of known for it.
No.
I don't know. But he seemed a lot... So, obviously, all the other times that he's not beaten the other driver on the line when he's on the front row, he's kind of got a bit worked up about it. But he seemed a lot calmer this time around.
He did, but also he was really oddly stoic at the end, like not happy at all, really, for having won his second race and in such a dominant fashion. And I wonder if that's because, like, yeah, I won the race, but the start was rubbish. And it's like, it really was odd that for me. So I don't know.
I wonder if that's just how he mentally makes sure that he can continue winning.
Yeah, but
whether
that's
that's
such
just
a change, though, in
Yeah.
himself from when he first started. He was, the happiest guy on the grid. I know he's not that streamer guy anymore, but that kind of, like, chipper attitude seems to have evolved into something, like, really serious and, like, beats himself up a lot and is, like,
Yeah.
not very excited by much.
Yeah, I do wonder whether that's just his mental strategy, though.
Maybe.
Because when he was that happy-go-lucky guy, he
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
winning. And when he's...
Yeah, but he didn't have a chance.
no, he
Many
didn't.
chances.
But
so
now
some.
he's acting that way. He's getting results and winning.
Yeah,
He got the fastest lap as well.
he did.
I heard he charged his battery for 4 laps and then managed to go 100% power for the fastest lap at the end. Every point counts.
Of course it does, especially in this race.
Yeah,
I mean, he's going to have to win most of the remaining 9 races to win the championship.
Yeah, so I actually saw if he won all of the races and the sprint and got fastest lap in 4 or 5 of them, and Max came P2, he'd win the championship by 1 point.
Yeah, that goes to show you how comfortable the gap is, though.
Yeah.
Because that's a very tall ask, and it's not going to happen.
You don't know that.
It's not going to happen.
You don't know
It
that.
took him this long to get his second win.
I know, but it's not guaranteed
But
that
it's not
Max...
going to happen for any driver. Even like Lewis Hamilton 2020 didn't win 9 races in a row.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily thinking that he'll win 9 races in a row. I don't think he will get that stat. I don't think he'll win all the races, get the fastest lap. I don't think he'll do that. But it also depends how Max Verstappen does and how the Red Bull does.
It's true. It's true.
Because obviously you've got that Mercedes dominance in certain tracks as well. You've got Ferrari probably were faster than the Red Bull this weekend. It's just that Max managed to stay ahead.
Yeah.
So you've also got them in the mix as well. And if Lando manages to finish ahead of him and keep that gap, you never know.
Yeah, it's going to be spicy.
It is going to be spicy. I think McLaren might run away with the championship
Well,
with the
listen,
drivers, with the
constructors.
constructors championship.
Let's see if they catch them first,
All right.
and then we'll start having this conversation.
All right.
But it's not worth getting carried away, I think, just yet, because anything can happen.
Yeah.
McLaren can always mess up the strategy, like we know they've been prone to this season.
Yeah.
But I want to move on to, well, I suppose we should mention Max Verstappen. Mm-hmm. Solid enough race from him. Complained a lot about the car and the setup.
Yeah.
Nothing really he could do, but I think a strong result considering P2.
Definitely. I don't think the Red Bull was the second fastest car, so I think he actually did have a solid result there.
It's hard to tell because Max is so good in the Red Bull and Sergio is so average in the Red Bull.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
I know
hard
what
to
you
tell.
mean.
I think it probably was the second fastest car.
Okay. Also, just strategy was different. Like Lando and Max's strategy were kind of similar, whereas Charles and Oscar, well, Oscar not really. He didn't really react to Charles and George's pit stops.
Well, that's the other thing I wanted to move on to is that I don't think Oscar had a great race.
No, he didn't. He
For
had
the
a
car they had.
yeah.
I mean, we saw Lando win by 22 seconds.
Yeah.
And Oscar couldn't make it on the podium. And that's partly due to him having a bad stop,
Yeah.
losing a second to Leclerc, then got undercut.
Yeah.
And couldn't pass him again. But, Lando managed to catch Max, so it's not a free air thing. He probably could have done better, but
yeah. I think Lando is a lot better at conserving his tyres than Oscar is. But that McLaren is great at the low deg on the tyres.
yeah.
But obviously Lando is just better at it than Oscar is.
But then, conversely, on the other side of it, Leclerc had a great race, and
He did.
all credit to him.
Yeah.
He got ahead and he stayed ahead.
Yeah.
And that's fair enough.
He had a great start.
Yes.
Good pit stop. Ferrari made a bold statement by pitting quite early, I would say.
Yeah.
But it worked. The undercut worked. Obviously, George tried to match his strategy by pitting after him. But he actually lost 2 places in the pit stop.
Well, George finished P7 in the end, which was quite disappointing, considering the first stint he was holding P3 quite comfortably.
Yeah, he overtook Oscar on the
He had a great
race
start.
Yeah.
But apparently this second stop onto softs was due to him just eating up his tyres in the second stint, so they didn't really have a choice.
Yeah, were Mercedes the only team that stopped twice?
I don't know.
But they both did. Both George and Lewis stopped twice, whereas everyone else did a one stop. Well, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
But the soft tyre wasn't good. Lewis managed a good stint on the soft tyre, though.
It was at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But George couldn't make it work.
Well, he was on the hards in the second stint.
Yeah, but he couldn't make.
Softs at the
So
third
he
stint.
couldn't make the softs work.
Yeah, well, by that time
All
they
the hard-
stopped
all the
twice, and it
hards.
was just a strategy that
Yeah.
wasn't great.
Yeah,
But they should have done better. I think they could have got more out of it. But
definitely.
tired, I guess.
I would say overall it's a disappointing weekend for Mercedes, though.
Yeah, considering their recent form.
Yeah,
it's
and they were
behind.
quite good, obviously before qualifying, but they were good in free practice.
So we had Leclerc 3, Piastri 4, Sainz 5th. Yeah, he wasn't
Yeah.
he? He got ahead of Perez.
Yeah.
He actually did really well. I think
Good
Sainz,
overtake.
especially because he started P10.
Yep. Yeah. It's really interesting because Ferrari used to be known for their great qualifying. They used to be known to be like, oh, we can pull up 1 lap together, get a great position in qualifying, and then our race not so great.
Well, that was just Leclerc putting the car up there.
Yeah, but now it seems to have flipped. Their qualifying not so great. P6 and P10,
They got a better race car.
better race car. They
Okay.
flipped it, which interesting how that's happened. But I heard Carlos say in one of his interviews that a lot of the teams just don't. It's just really hard to predict how the car's going to react in certain tracks. They just don't know. And like if they do well, sometimes it's really hard to pinpoint it because the cars are so complicated that they just can't. Yeah, sometimes it's really difficult to pinpoint what's done well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Sainz did very well to get ahead of Perez. And Perez should have done better. I mean, it's a good race for him compared to a lot of the races this season.
Yeah, P5 to P6? Start at P5, finish P6.
Yeah, he shouldn't have gone backwards.
No, he shouldn't have gone backwards.
You know,
Yeah.
What more do you say about her at this point?
It's difficult, I think. I still don't see him racing next season.
No, not next season. I think the rumor obviously is that he's only here this season, so they don't lose tickets at Mexico.
Okay, yeah.
You don't lose money at Mexico.
Yeah.
And that's maybe that's why he's racing next season too. Who knows?
Yeah, potentially.
But not worth speculating on that. So who was P9 and P10? Was it the Astons?
Pierre Gasly was P9.
That's right. Yeah, he did really well. Actually,
He had a great
he had a great
weekend.
start as well.
Yep.
He overtook both Astons at the start, and also kept them behind.
Yep.
And he
Definitely.
kept Lewis behind for a while.
He did keep Lewis behind, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a really good race.
Yes.
Pat on the back for Pierre.
That was, that was like classic Pierre,
Mm-hmm.
vintage Pierre. You know, reminded me like not quite as high up, but like back in like 2021 where he was just getting P4 all the time in the AlphaTauri that just
Yes, yeah,
had
yeah.
no place being there.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. I do rate Pierre.
He is a great driver. And speaking of Pierre and Alpine have announced their driver for next season, Jack Doohan.
Okay, another rookie then.
Yep, Mick Doohan's son. And you know where Mick Doohan raced? MotoGP.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. There you go. So we've got a MotoGP son on the track next season. I'm pretty sure he works at the moment on F1 TV, and he's actually a really good pundit.
Who, Jack Doohan?
Yeah, Jack
That's
Doohan
cool.
is.
Versatile,
He's the one that was explaining the race starts
Right.
and how like complicated they are, and I was like, wow.
I feel that's quite rare to have someone that's like that good at their branding.
Yeah.
Before they've got into F1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
That's
really good.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing him. He's an Aussie.
Aussie.
And
Another Aussie on the
yeah,
track.
and if Liam Lawson gets in and Daniel Ricciardo stays in, there'll be 5 drivers from that region of the world, Australia and New Zealand.
I thought you were going to say 5 Aussies. I was
No.
like, are you sure about that?
No, 2 Kiwis.
Who else is a Kiwi?
Liam Lawson's Kiwi.
Yeah, he is.
And there's another Kiwi. Is there?
I don't know. Is that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
No, he's Australian. I don't know. There'll be a significant chunk of maybe 4. Maybe
From
that
Oceania,
area.
Australasia.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, is Thailand in Australasia?
No, it's in Asia.
Okay. That's so stupid of me.
Thailand. Yeah,
Yeah, it's in
Thailand's
Southeast
definitely
Asia.
an Asian country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just ignore my stupidity.
No, don't be silly. You got a lot better geography knowledge than a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we digress. Second half of the grid.
Alonso P10
Alonso P10.
He-
Yeah.
went down a bit,
They
but
weren't so wrong.
yeah, I'm pretty sure Stroll went down to like P13. So
Yeah.
they didn't have a great race.
Did you see that clip of like Magnussen getting overtaken by like 5 cars at
Yeah,
once?
on the what's it called?
On the banked corner.
Banked corner. Was it the bank
I
corner?
thought it was on a straight, I think.
Oh, there was at one point there was like 5 cars on the bank corner, where Alex Albon was like,
That's
"That's so
dangerous.
dangerous," but
Couldn't figure out what was.
couldn't figure out what that was.
So what I will say is that last corner where there's so much downforce because of the banking,
Yeah.
and then the DRS opens in the corner and just that they catapult that corner. It's so cool.
I loved the bank corners. I
And-
think they're great.
Yeah, and McLaren's like gyroscopic camera.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like, the
that was
camera stayed
also
straight and
great.
the car was at like
Yeah.
a 45-degree angle.
Yeah,
was
I
cool.
love that
Very
new
cool.
camera angle. Really cool.
Yeah. Not really much else worth noting, I guess. I mean, probably the only other driver worth mentioning is Albon, because he started at the
Yeah.
back.
Well,
made
yeah,
his way
he-
up a little bit.
He qualified P8,
He
but
did,
then got disqualified.
because the plank was like millimeters too wide,
Yeah.
and they had to sand a little bit down.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But surely, if you've tested the floor in your sim and it's worked how you want it to, and then you sand a bit down, surely that would change it massively.
Yeah, but also they would have tested it to the specs that they thought it was.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. They've just
They just made
built it wrong.
a probably actually quite avoidable error, and I'm sure
Yeah.
there was a lot of you know, like how the hell did this happen?
Yeah.
Going around.
And also Logan Sargent. Big news on Logan Sargent. Well, he crashed out.
Yeah.
Crashed out in Was it? No, he crashed out in
Practice
FP3.
3, yes.
Yeah, and
Very quite bad one actually.
yeah, couldn't qualify because that crash was bad.
Well, the car split in half and it was on fire, wasn't
Yep.
it?
But the speed he went into that, I think he went where the barrier started, the metal barrier started. It was awful to watch.
It's 10 too many crashes at this point for him. So
Well, clearly it was for James Vowles because he has been replaced for the rest of the season.
yeah, he has. Breaking news, actually. Mm-hmm. Not from us, from F1.
Breaking news from us. We've actually got the first-hand knowledge.
You can't say you're surprised, though.
No.
He's had so many chances.
Yeah. Well, there was rumours, and that was only kind of a matter of time, especially because he's not in the team next season, and Williams obviously only have a certain amount of money, and they're bringing in these upgrades, and obviously he crashed the upgrades out.
Yeah, and they might as well just test new drivers.
Yeah.
Like, give someone else a chance.
Yeah, so they've got an F2 driver in.
Okay. Yep.
Let me find his name. Can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's Franco.
Sounds Italian.
He's actually Mexican.
Mexican. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds Mexican.
Does sound Mexican, doesn't it?
That's what I meant all along,
Yes, exactly. Okay, his name is Franco Colapinto. Apologies if I said that wrong. Yeah, so he'll be racing for Williams for the rest of the season.
Okay.
Actually, he's not Mexican. I apologise. He's from Argentina.
Yeah, don't make that mistake. I know they're both Spanish-speaking countries, but...
Yes.
Anyway.
Wait, is this the Argentinian flag?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Really testing
Trust in your geography.
I know,
yeah.
I'm really testing it today. Yes, I knew it was from South America. I couldn't
South American, yeah.
remember which one. Apologies, he is from Argentina.
Right. Shall we review our predictions?
Okay.
It's time. We'll go for qualifying first.
Okay. Right. Lando Norris is my favourite driver, and I should back him more than I do. For some reason, I didn't.
Nah, you got to
have
go
too much...
with what you think. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
a lot of the time, what I
Gotta be
think is true.
objective.
My gut is right.
Yeah.
When I predicted Charles Leclerc to get pole in Spa, when Ferrari just weren't
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
I knew, but I clearly didn't know this weekend because I put Lando Norris will qualify in P3, and he did not. He qualified in P1.
He did.
I actually got it the wrong way around. I got the McLaren drivers the wrong way round. I said Oscar would qualify on pole, and Max would qualify P2. So I just got the McLaren drivers mixed up.
So you put Norris, Verstappen, Piastri.
Yes.
Okay, I was closer than you,
Yes, you were.
but my third place prediction
You put
was quite wrong.
Charles Leclerc,
I put Lewis Hamilton to qualify third, and he qualified.
P14.
He qualified P11 and got a three place grid penalty.
Yes. For impeding
Perez. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit unfortunate, but rules are rules. Mm-hmm. He did well to get up to P8.
Yeah. He actually flew past a lot of people quite quickly.
Yeah. As he should, really.
Yeah.
But
quite exciting to see.
so yeah, I put Hamilton, but then I put Verstappen P2 and Norris P1.
Yeah. So 2 out of 3. Well done.
I'll
you
take
knew.
it. I'll take
you knew. Okay, race.
In the race, well,
I put George Russell P3. That was looking quite promising from the start,
yeah,
but no
could have
cigar.
been, but no.
Could have been. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But never mind. I put Oscar Piastri P2, which he actually should have been P2.
Yeah, he should have, or at least P3.
At least on the podium with the speed of that car. I mean, Lando finished almost 23 seconds ahead.
Yes.
So, and I put Max Verstappen would win.
Yeah, lots of people predicted that this weekend.
Yeah.
And from the start, it kind of looked like it might happen. But
I just thought the home fans would really boost him, which I think they did.
Yeah.
But that McLaren,
Once he
Lando,
got into gear.
yeah,
Yeah.
fast,
mental.
speedy. It's like Max Verstappen last year. The amount he won by.
Yeah, we haven't seen a margin that big in a while.
No.
So I put, and I'm actually quite proud of this one because it's correct.
Okay. What, all three are correct?
No, just
Okay.
only one, unfortunately. Charles Leclerc, P3.
Yeah, well done. That was really good.
Got that right.
Because not many people would probably predicted that.
Probably not, no. Lewis Hamilton, P2. Nah, maybe not. But I thought the momentum would carry on.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
No.
Yep, they're kind of back where they were. At least this race, so they do better in Monza.
Yep.
And I put Verstappen P1, like you.
Yeah.
Thought that, yeah. And then I thought, because Norris would be on pole, I predicted that he would kind of fall off a bit. But actually, I couldn't be more wrong.
Couldn't be more wrong. Honestly,
happy to be proved wrong.
it probably would have been a bold prediction to say that Lando Norris would have won by at least 20 seconds.
Yeah, right?
But you wouldn't have expected it.
No way.
But he did. He did it.
Where's
especially
that
when he
performance coming from?
Yeah, especially when he didn't beat Max off the line. He overtook him on like lap 18 and managed to win by that margin. Crazy.
Yep. Speaking of bold predictions.
Yep. So Logan Sargent will finish ahead of Alex Albon.
Sure about that?
Yeah. No,
Oh, that's the point. He didn't finish last, though.
he didn't.
Joe finished last by a long way.
Yeah, but I feel like it's either Joe or Logan that finishes last.
Well, Bottas was second to last. I mean, that state car is
That's- yeah.
terrible. But Joe was a long way back. He's out next year, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he's not got a seat.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I mean, that didn't happen, did it?
No.
It's never going to happen unless it
Yeah.
was in like an incident or something.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, I thought
was
like
bold.
when Logan obviously didn't go into qualifying, I was like, yeah, well, that's not going to happen. And then Alex got disqualified, and I was like, oh, but obviously it's not going to happen.
Yeah. So I put there'd be a crash on the banked corner on the first lap.
Nah.
No crashes at all.
Yeah, no
No
DNFs.
safety cars, no yellow flags. All 20 drivers finished.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was still a good race. So fair
It
play.
was. Yeah.
Fair play, Zandvoort.
Yes. Okay.
What?
I don't know. That just made me. I don't know. It just didn't.
What
Just
the
made
way
me
I-
chuckle.
Zandvoort.
Fair play, Zandvoort. Just sounds like a gamer name or something.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Zandy. Cover me.
Okay, anyway, my second one is Hulkenberg will be in contention for a podium position.
I don't know what you were smoking then, but
Yeah, I don't know either.
didn't happen.
In Amsterdam, you just have to, well, it's not in Amsterdam, but in the Netherlands, you know.
I don't know if it's like
got
part of like
smoking.
that same region as Amsterdam. Probably.
I think it's not far. Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not, yeah,
Too bold.
too bold.
Too bold, too furious.
I did with both of those.
So I said that the Dutch flares would be disruptive. And they still let them off at the end.
Yeah.
Like, there was that one camera shot where you just couldn't see anything because it was smoky. But
I feel like in previous years, though, they've like
it's
been
been bad.
during the race, they've not been able to like see properly.
Because Max has been winning, they've just got so
yeah,
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My last one was, and I'm kind of happy it didn't happen because I'm happy with who got it, but Fernando Alonso would get fastest lap, which he did not.
No.
If anything, one of the Mercedes could have got it because they swapped. They did
went
two
to the
stops,
softs.
but no, Lando obviously played it smart.
It's just too fast.
Yeah, too fast. Saved his battery.
Ridiculous.
Managed to. Yeah.
Yeah, but they still only have a set amount of battery.
Yeah, true, but.
Yeah.
He managed it. So I got all three of my bold predictions wrong. Bit too bold this week, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, the Dutch flares for me probably can't give me that.
No, definitely not.
It still went off, but
No, there's been worse.
yes, there has. So my third one, Max will win, but not by a lot. And Max didn't win, and it was by a lot.
Yeah, you should have said, yeah, no, yeah. There's
Max
literally not
won't
even.
win, and by a lot.
Yeah, Max won't. Yeah, exactly. Literally opposite to what you've said.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll get him next time.
Yeah, they said one stat that they kept saying was this is the first time that a McLaren has won at Zandvoort since 1985 when Niki Lauda won, but the Dutch Grand Prix stopped in 1985
Yeah.
and didn't start again until 2021.
Yeah.
So it makes that stat sound a lot crazy. When I was like, wow, that's so long since they won. And then I was like, hang on a second. There's only been, four races at Zandvoort since
The 80s.
the 80s. So it's not like, I don't know, it's
They
just
love
not
to
as,
embellish a stat, though.
yeah. I'm just like, it just makes it sound crazier than it is.
Yeah, I love it when they do stats like, oh, it's his first win since he stubbed his left toe that one time, and it was raining, and he got up on the left side of the bed, and like because the stat doesn't make sense, it's like not impressive on its own. They have to add loads of the conditionals to it.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear what Lando said at the end when he won? He said,
"Oh, yeah, simply lovely."
Simply
yeah.
lovely, eh?
Ooh, there's a bit of shade in there.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm actually getting some, like, I don't know. I feel like there is a riff in his and Max's friendship a little bit at the moment.
Maybe he's like being the heel, like being the villain. Maybe that works for him.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Who knows? Did you like the trophies?
They're a little bit weird, to be honest.
I didn't mind them. I thought it was quite
Not the worst
different.
trophies I've seen.
Yeah, I thought it was quite different. I liked the idea behind them because they put like the sacrifices that these drivers have had to make on them in order to get to that position.
So there's a rule where trophies have to be made out of like a certain amount of like premium materials. They have to be worth a certain amount.
Really?
You can't just make it out of like plastic and be like,
okay.
oh yeah, but it represents the plastic industry in our country or whatever.
Right,
Like
okay,
they have to
yeah.
be certain level of premium.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder what they made that with then.
Don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, they're right. But yeah, that is the Dutch Grand Prix. So another good
Exciting.
race in the
Yep.
bag.
Yep.
Let's hope McLaren dominance won't bore fans.
Won't bore me. Or to be fair, I feel like even if you support a team and they're dominant, I think you still want a good race. But even with like Lando winning 22 seconds ahead of Max, there's still like uncertainty about which teams will win for the rest. I'm still not convinced that McLaren will win every race of the season because
They won't be strong at every track.
no, exactly.
Or they will, but not at this strong at
Yeah.
every track.
So I think this season is still very exciting, and you still want to see a fight for the win.
Absolutely. 100%. I don't think they'll be this strong at Monza, but we'll come on to that
Yeah.
in the next one.
Yep.
But should we wrap it up?
Yeah. Let's call it a day, shall we?
We'll call it a day.
All right.
All right, then. Well, yeah, thank you for joining us for our comprehensive review of the 2024 Dutch Grand Prix. That was fun. Good race.
Yep.
So, yeah, feel free to leave feedback, like, comment, subscribe.
Let us know what you thought of the race.
Absolutely. Love to hear from you.
Yep.
But until then, we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.